For those of you born under the sign of the horse, this is your year to rule. But what happens when the enemy sits on your saddle? The year of the fire horse gives you command, glory, and firepower. The question is, will you lead the charge or burn in your own rebellion? For horses, back in the horse year, we call this the Grand Duke year. So 2026 magnifies everything. Your courage, your fear, your unfinished business. The world is ready to follow you, but first, you must confront the part of you that still hesitates. Because this year, destiny doesn't defeat you. Probably you do. Now, 2026 is the year of the fire horse. This is your year. And the Grand Duke sits squarely in the same seat as you. It means what? Visibility, power, opportunities, and that roar toward you at full speed. But also means that every move you make gets amplified. Every triumph, every misstep, even every self-doubt. So it is not for the weak horses, all right? You see, astrology doesn't make things happen to you. Many people think that, the fate is in the stars. It's not. It just reviews the map. It's your choice on whether you want to take the path forward or be trapped in self-doubt, okay? Now, the battlefield isn't outside you. It's inside your head. Success is inevitable, but sabotage is optional, guys, okay? So, the sooner you trust your own leadership, the faster this bends to your command. Now, for those of you born under the sign of a horse, there are a host of powerful stars on your side, even though you're the Grand Duke this year. Now, I know there are probably some information out there that say, you're born the Grand Duke, it's a punishment, you're Grand Duke, you're going to have all these problems, be careful of this, be careful of that. Not everything need to avoid, okay? What you need to do is, what's my strategy this year? What's my plan? How do I make the best decisions to move forward? Listen, you want to succeed in the year, not avoid this and avoid that, be careful of this, be careful of that, all right? So, first things first, there's a star called Duke's Arrival. Okay, anyone with the Grand Duke star basically means the rival of the Duke star. This is a star of recognition, prestige, and ceremonial honor. So what happens is, it's kind of like the arrival of authority. That means your name now has the opportunity to enter bigger rooms. Your work finally has the opportunity to command attention. So what do? Make sure it's good work, right? A lot of people just do mediocre work and then expect to have a raise in the year. That's not going to happen on a Grand Duke year, okay? You cannot do mediocre work because the attention is on you, right? Expect the invitations and recognition and roles that put you in charge, but only if you step up to the position of leadership. So the position of leadership is simply this. Are you proactive or are you reactive? Most people say, of course I'm proactive. Proactive means you see and you decide to do without being told to do. Reactive is when people need to tell you, right? But most people think they are leaders, but actually they're just followers. 2026, with the Duke arrival, awards true leadership, okay? So it doesn't award the people who are, basically are reactive, right? Because the world is watching how you handle the crown. Now, there is a star called the Golden Lob, and this is a wealth star. Wow, wealth star, everyone is happy, wow, wealth star. Well, it's a star of financial preservation and earned wealth. So it protects your assets and multiplies your rewards when you act with discipline and results. So if you're someone that actually produces results, first you have to launch a campaign and succeed. Launch campaign and succeed in modern terms means you launch an initiative, take charge of a group of people outside the course of what you're supposed to do, and then produce the results. Not gambling, not guessing, true real results. Okay, so you also want to treat your finance a little bit like a fortress, organize it, guard it, and build it for endurance. This is a great year for it. So it favors the strategic, not the spontaneous, all right? So if someone that is spontaneous when it comes to money matters, this star doesn't favor that, all right? And why is it that this year is the year of leadership? Because you have this star called the General. You know the General, the launches and campaigns, go out to war, is a star of command, star of courage, and executive power, right? It's kind of like the warrior within. So you have to awaken your decisiveness. If you are someone that is indecisive, I don't know what to do, what should I do? that sort of person, you're going to suffer under pressure. That's the group of people that suffer the punishment of the Grand Duke. But if you're one of those that are decisive, right? I mean, generally you don't wait for approval. You ask for forgiveness later after you've done something and show that you can do it. You move with clarity and you have confidence. This is going to be a great year. So take initiative, and not to intimidate, of course, but to do things to show that you're capable. The best leaders this year are those who lead from calm and not ego. All right, you could do that. This is the general in action. All right. Now, on the flip side, suppose you're a timid person, right? Generally, you have lack of confidence. You're someone that, second guess yourself all the time. You're overthinking all the time. Then with the Grand Duke star, then it's a year that basically revolves around your, indecisiveness, and it amplifies that, not through reward, but through so-called punishment. It's kind of like a karmic mirror. It shows you exactly what you are and what you've built. So my suggestion to you is you don't fear it. You honor it. You look at your actions and ask yourself, why does it take 7 days to make a simple decision that you could make in this one single day? You think about this week, right? A person who is successful and a person who is not successful, really, it's the difference between how fast they make important decisions. If you take 2 weeks to make one important decision, whereas somebody else could make an important decision in one day, that person who will make in one day, in 1 month, they would have made 30 more decisions that as compared to you who only made 2. Who do you think achieved their goal faster? So in a year of the fire horse, and you're born under the sign of the horse, what do you think? Should you take 2 weeks to make one decision? You are the Grand Duke. It magnifies your powers, right? So you take 2 weeks, it will also magnify the consequences of that delay. You understand what I mean? All right? So take note of this when you're reflecting on, your performance for this year. All right? Now, the so-called year punishment. The punishment it represents self-inflicted corrections. Self-doubt, for example, right? People always think that, bad things happen to me. In 2026, for those born near the horse, mistakes rarely come from your enemies. They normally come from your hesitation, your own self-guilt, and they mostly come from your overthinking. So the antidote of this is to make decisions faster. Stop punishing yourself, right? This is important. Stop saying that, in the past I've done it this way, in the past I've done it like that. It's always in my experience doing it. Let go of that past, because things are different today and it's very fast-paced, okay? Now, with the triple punishment star and the sword age, it gives you kind of, it compounds pressure. This energy multiplies consequences when you delay decisions. So if you're someone that's indecisive, 2026 for horse that delayed decisions is like a horse that doesn't move. When a horse doesn't run, it's a useless horse, all right? So what you need to do is stay adaptable, all right? So pivot when you need, but make decisions faster. This is how you actually win in 2026, okay? Now, with the sword age, usually it comes with the Grand Duke, right? It's conflict. This is the star that brings conflict and mental tension. So remember, as the Grand Duke this year, your words have blades, right? It can cut through other people's feelings and emotions. So be mindful of what you say. That's all you need to do. But still say it anyway. There's bound to be some people who are offended, right? If you think that you're right, you act fast. Sometimes 1 or 2 people who are not really supportive of go anyway, it's time to eliminate these people. That's how you use the sword age in a positive way. But if you try to make friends with everyone, not offend other people, then this is the year that you have enormous setback. That's where the triple punishment comes in and sets you back, many times over. Now, there's another star that you need to take note of that's called the hidden corpse. It's kind of like the star that buries emotion and a lot of unresolved trauma. Now remember, everyone has some form of things that they don't want to deal with and they want to deal with later. We call this buried emotions. And 2026 is one of those years that you want to deal with this and have the emotional clean up as soon as you can. Because if not, if you don't do this clean up, then it turns into grief, regret, and resentment, and that will hold you back, okay? So you want to take note of this very interesting aspect for those born in the year of the horse. Now, let's look a little bit at the spiritual aspects of for those born with this animal sign. Every animal sign have two spiritual stars, right? And so for the horse, it's called the Baron and the Crusade star. So the Baron, together with the Crusade, together they define your spiritual trial, strength through humility, power through purpose in the year of the fire horse. The Baron puts you through the kind of lessons that sting a little bit, and then you start to reflect, oh, you know, all these self-inflicted rules that you have for yourself, right? All this self-inflicted victim mindset that you once have. It's time to polish that away, clear that. And also, every delay, rejection, and frustration this year is a teacher, disguised as resistance. So remember, make decisions faster. It's better that you fail faster than to fail in the long run, isn't it? Okay? So don't ask why me, ask what is this teaching me instead. Okay? Now the Crusade helps with higher calling, to lead not just for profit but for principle. Crusade transforms ambition into advocacy. Right? So when your leadership serves other people, the universe fights beside you. So remember this, okay? Now, like all astrology, you have to take into consideration the year, month, day, and hour of birth. So when you plot your full destiny chart, you will realize that you actually have more than one animal sign. You could be born in the year of the horse, month of the snake, day of the rat, and hour of the dragon. Different animal signs. To get your chart, scan the QR code or see the link that's on your screen right now or in the comment section. Go to that page and plot your chart. You should see the instructions pretty clearly there. And there are additional resources that you can read up about different sections of your astrology chart. Okay. Now, let me give you a rundown of how the horse will reflect in 2026 when it appears in different areas of your chart. So suppose the horse is in the year cycle. That means you're born in the year of the horse. The year represents your network, your friends, your industries, also your public image. So it means that your public image dominates, right? People will notice this year. They will follow and they will respond, right? They pay attention to you. So you need to showcase your leadership in 2026. If you're one of those people that, you know, you keep quiet, you keep your opinions to yourself all the time because you are afraid of attention, most likely you'll be losing out in 2026, okay? Visibility always attracts scrutiny. As long as you stay consistent with your values, you'll be fine, okay? Now, if the horse appears in the month of birth, the month represents your career, your business, your work. So career acceleration is in the cards this year, all right? But you need decisive leadership. The general star makes you the strategies that other people can rely on, but you need to step up to lead, meaning stop complaining about why things are unfair and just take charge to fix them. That's what you need to do, okay? Don't join the complainers. Otherwise, you'll get the punishment from the Grand Duke. All you need to do is solve the problem, all right? Now, if the horse is in the day of birth, that means you're born on the day of the horse. The day represents personal relationships. So relationships mirror your confidence. When you self-sabotage, love feels unstable. All right? So the punishment star here teaches you to do what? Forgive yourself. You punish others for your reflection. Okay? So you need to forgive yourself and move on. That's the most important thing. All right? Now, the next thing is if the horse is in the hour column. The hour column represents your investments, your ideas, your contribution. It represents your vision and your legacy. This is the year to expand that. Because you have this star called the gold lock, remember, it rewards disciplined investments and structures. This is one of the years you want to start something that outlives you, right? A business, for example, write a book, right? This is important. Set up a sales system, for example. That's something that you could do. Or you want to invest in other people's businesses. This is a great year for you to look into that. All right. Now, once again, if you want to see how the horse interacts with the other animal signs, just scan the code or click on the link that you see on your screen and on the comment section right now to go to a page where you can download the charts and read up on all the additional resources. Remember, for those of you who are born under the sign of the horse, 2026 isn't about beating others. It's about conquering yourself. This is your year to rise, to rule, and to refine your power into purpose. And on behalf of Team Jovial and myself, stay bold, stay aware, and let the fire horse carry you straight into your legendary status. Here's wishing you a happy and prosperous Chinese New Year.